Welcome, everyone. Imagine, for just a moment, a misconfigured internet router. Just a tiny, almost imperceptible glitch in the global digital architecture.
Right.
And suddenly, completely by accident, all of the world's data, every email, every text, every frantic late-night search, and every single dropped call is routed to a solitary desktop computer sitting in a dusty basement somewhere in Ohio.
It is a terrifying premise.
It really is. Welcome to Off the Record, the canonical official title of our show. Today, we are taking you on a journey to explore what happens when human identity fails, when the fabric of communication collapses, and what fills the void when we reach out and nobody is actually there to answer.
I am incredibly excited to dig into this today. It is a brilliant thought experiment.
But before we dive in, we urgently need to remind you, the listener, to head over to our official YouTube channel, HMOTR. That is where you get the premier visual experience of Off the Record.
Yes, please go there right now, like and subscribe. It helps us immensely, and it is absolutely the best place to consume this deep dive.
And we also have to acknowledge the director of our show, Ryan Thomas. Ryan has once again curated today's sources beautifully, and he has provided us with this gorgeous meal and these very specific drink pairings that we are going to be consuming throughout the recording.
The tequila smells amazing, honestly.
It does, though I have to say, Ryan is a bit of a shithead for making us do these mandatory vocal warm-ups before we start.
Oh, right, the warm-ups.
Yeah, but you know, despite being a shithead, I was looking at him setting up the mics earlier, and his posture is just immaculate, like bizarrely good. I kind of just want to sit on his lap sometimes.
Okay, well, we should probably do the warm-up he asked for.
Right. Professionalism.
Yeah.
Let's execute this flawlessly. Liam Neeson's niece, Lisa Neeson, recently leased a really nice Nissan.
Liam Neeson's niece, Lisa Neeson, recently leased a really nice Nissan. Flawless.
Nailed it. Okay, let's get into the source material. What we are looking at today is an obscure, speculative screenplay concept that has been circulating on Reddit.
Exactly. It's unattributed, highly literary, and it is known simply as the Franco Node. And what makes this text so captivating isn't just its surreal premise, but how clinically it diagnoses the hidden fragilities of our modern social infrastructure.
Right out of the gate, though, I want to offer some sharp pushback on how this text is usually interpreted on those forums.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because people read this and think it's just quirky, surrealist, sci-fi horror. But I have an analytical question for you, the listener, to consider. Is this a literal warning about modern telecom infrastructure? Or is it a massive existential metaphor for human isolation?
That is the central tension of the entire piece.
Right. It's like that router in Ohio I mentioned. It's about where all our lost connections actually go.
To understand that tension, we have to establish the baseline of the world this story presents. So our protagonist is a man named Evan Kessler.
Evan Kessler, right.
He is 34 years old, he lives in Cincinnati, and he works in technical compliance at a mid-tier insurance analytics firm.
Which, just on its face, might be the most soul-crushing job description I have ever heard.
It really is.
Technical compliance for insurance analytics. It just screams stagnation.
Exactly. And the text uses a very specific, clinically precise phrase to describe Evan's life. It calls it a life of frictionless mundanity.
Frictionless mundanity.
I really want to pause on that phrase. It perfectly describes the hyper-optimized, deeply isolated existence so many people experience today.
Yeah, I mean, he sends emails that resolve absolutely nothing, right?
Nothing at all. But they create the illusion of productivity. He has conversations that just loop back onto themselves in endless corporate circles.
His phone never rings unless a call is rigidly, predictably scheduled. There's no texture to his day.
Oh, friction.
Right, he has his groceries delivered without speaking to a driver.
Yeah.
He pays his bills through automated portals. Everything is sanitized.
And honestly, the more I sip this drink, the more that phrase frictionless mundanity is actually kind of getting to me.
Is it?
Yeah, it's so profoundly sad. Evan is just floating in this void of emails. Nobody really knows him. He's just entirely alone in his apartment.
Hey, keep it analytical. We're just starting the deep dive here.
No, I know. It's just, it hits hard. But anyway, the inciting incident shatters this mundanity.
Right, with a completely routine task. Evan needs to reschedule an appointment, so he picks up his phone and calls his dentist.
And who answers the phone?
James Franco.
The actor, James Franco.
Yes, and let's unpack this moment, because Evan is a logical guy. He immediately assumes he misdialed.
Which is the normal human reaction.
Exactly. But he checks his screen, and it's the correct number for his local dentist's office.
Mm.
But the voice is undeniably James Franco.
And this is where the horror begins to seep in, because Franco isn't doing a comedy bit.
Right.
He isn't reciting lines from his movies or acting like he's on a prank show. Franco speaks to Evan as if he is the receptionist.
The text notes that he sounds mid-shift, slightly distracted, like he's looking at a scheduling screen.
He apologizes for the delay, uses the correct dental terminology, and offers a new appointment time.
It is deeply chilling, specifically because of how mundane it is. No dramatic music, just a famous actor scheduling a teeth cleaning.
So Evan hangs up. He's completely spooked.
Obviously.
And he decides to test the waters by calling someone much closer to him. He dials his mother.
And James Franco answers again.
But here's where it gets really interesting. It's not the dentist Franco.
No, the tone shifts completely.
This Franco sounds older, tired.
Yeah.
He has this warm maternal cadence. And this is what elevates the horror. Franco knows things.
He knows things he categorically should not know. Highly specific childhood nicknames.
Yeah.
The exact smell of Evan's old bedroom.
He even knows about a highly private moment when Evan considered dropping out of college, which he only ever told his real mother.
What we're seeing here is the complete inversion of the wrong number principle.
Right. Usually a wrong number creates friction. You answer, hear an unfamiliar voice, and say, "Who is this?"
But Franco never asks why Evan is calling. He assumes the role entirely.
He answers as if he has always been designated to answer that call.
Which, I have to admit, I want to push back on the mechanics here.
Yeah.
Why James Franco?
That's a good question.
If this is a glitch in reality, why wouldn't the universe generate a generic AI voice? Or a facsimile of his mother's actual voice? Why, a Hollywood celebrity?
It speaks to the psychology of the text. Think about what a celebrity is. They are recognizable, but we don't actually know them.
Right, they're blank canvases.
Exactly. We project parasocial relationships onto them. A celebrity voice provides the ultimate simulation of intimacy without the risk of vulnerability.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
It's universally recognizable, so it's comforting, but it's hollow.
The system is generating a cultural avatar of a relatable guy to pacify Evan.
It's a simulation of care. It's like, imagine waking up in your house.
Okay.
Everything looks the same. Your photos are there. But every single piece of furniture has been shifted exactly 2 inches to the left.
Oh man, that would drive you insane.
You wouldn't be able to articulate what was wrong immediately, but you would be constantly stubbing your toe. You'd feel this ambient dread.
That is Evan's reality. The furniture of his social reality has shifted.
And because he is a tech compliance worker, he doesn't just accept it. He decides to test the parameters of the glitch.
He treats his reality like a broken network instrument. He dials down the list.
He calls a pizza place. Franco cheerfully takes his order. He calls an automated bank hotline. Franco answers, sounding distinctly irritated and corporate.
Franco adjusts perfectly. And then Evan conducts the darkest test of all.
Right, he calls 911.
The text says he immediately regrets doing it, knowing the resources he might be tying up. But he dials 911 and Franco answers.
And this Franco is calm. Procedural. Exactly what a dispatcher is supposed to sound like.
Let's extrapolate on that because this blew my mind when I read it. What does it mean for reality when a 911 operator is replaced by a celebrity voice?
I mean, if you're bleeding out in your kitchen, that person on the phone is the only thing tethering you to this social contract.
Exactly.
If that person is just a simulation adjusting its tone, does society even exist? Would you prefer James Franco handling your emergency?
Honestly, with how much I've had to drink already, maybe, he sounds very calm.
No, but there is no human soul absorbing that panic. It's sterile.
It raises a terrifying question about the simulation of empathy. Is it better than nothing?
And this realization pushes Evan into the next phase, Act 2, the Franco layer.
The Franco layer. Wow, this tequila is really hitting me now.
Focus, come on, we're doing a deep dive.
No.
Tell the listener about the Franco layer.
Right, okay. So Evan notices texts and emails still work perfectly fine. The internet is normal.
It is strictly the live, synchronous voice calls that are corrupt.
Because texting is asynchronous. It doesn't require an immediate live connection of human intention.
But a voice call requires 2 human consciousnesses to sync up.
Prayer.
And that is what's breaking down.
So Evan does the parking lot experiment. He and a coworker go out to this vast, empty corporate parking lot.
They stand far away, where they can see each other but can't hear each other, and they call each other simultaneously.
This scene is so terrifying. They hit send, both phones ring, they answer, and Franco speaks through both phones at the exact same time.
But because Franco is responding to 2 inputs, there's a lag. The processor is maxed out.
The text says Franco's voice sounded like a mirror learning to lag behind itself.
A mirror learning to lag. That is so heavy.
It's the simulation stuttering. And Evan starts digging into the broader network, right?
Yeah, he researches the anomaly online, not the actor, the phenomenon. And he finds other people experiencing it.
Right, like the Uber driver. Someone called their Uber and Franco said he was stuck in traffic on I-95.
Or the dad's voicemail. Somebody called their dad, and mid-greeting, it turned into James Franco just breathing into the receiver.
Just breathing, no script. It implies the system is running out of scripts.
So Evan forms a hypothesis. Franco isn't a person. He is a routing state, a default conversational endpoint.
The world isn't stable, it's forwarded.
It's forwarded. And the anomaly starts bleeding into other audio systems, intercoms, Bluetooth.
The PA system in a supermarket.
And Evan finally gets Franco to break character. He screams at the phone, demanding to know what he is.
And Franco replies, "This is the most profound thing I have ever heard in my entire life."
It's a great quote.
No, listen to me. It's not just a quote. It's the deepest philosophical truth ever uttered. Franco says, "I don't pick up your calls. I inherit them."
I don't pick up your calls. I inherit them.
I inherit them. Think about what that word means. Inheritance implies passing down a burden after a death.
Death of a connection.
Exactly. When we ghost someone or drop a call, that intention has mass, it has weight, and Franco inherits the weight.
He inherits the failure.
It's just like, oh God, it's like my ex.
Wait, what?
My ex, I sent him this huge, vulnerable text last year. Yeah. I was just pouring my heart out, and he never answered. He just ghosted me.
Okay, we don't need to.
No, but think about it. That text is just floating in the Franco layer. James Franco has my text.
Well, text still worked in this story. It was just voice calls, but...
You know what I mean. The emotional energy, it's just sitting there, unanswered. It's so unfair.
Hey, don't cry. Listen to me. That guy is a cunt. Okay?
He is. He really is.
Total cunt. Honestly, if you called me from a parking lot, I would answer. I wouldn't forward you to some... I'd be there.
Really?
Yeah, you're great. I wouldn't let James Franco inherit your calls.
That's so sweet of you.
I want to offer some professional pushback here, though. The world isn't forwarded, it's just broken.
What do you mean?
Well, if the system is inheriting the calls, then it implies a secondary routing protocol where... Wait, what was I saying?
You were pushing back on the forwarded world?
Right. It's just broken. The protocol is... Actually, I completely lost my train of thought. This tequila is strong.
It's really strong. Ryan poured heavy today.
Ryan is a shithead. But his posture... Anyway,
yeah.
Let's transition to the next act.
Yes. Act 3.
Right. Act 3. Which is the place. The place in Ohio.
The switchboard.
Yes. Smooth transition. We are nailing this deep dive.
Completely nailing it. So Evan tracks the network logs. He realizes the data has to physically go somewhere.
Even the cloud is just a server farm.
So he traces the anomaly to a private telecom facility outside Columbus, Ohio.
Just a bland industrial concrete building.
Yeah.
Which is such a brilliant setting. Metaphysics in the Midwest.
He breaks in. The security is basically non-existent. And he finds a room full of analog paper routing logs.
Paper logs in a 5G network. Which makes no sense until you understand how the infrastructure works.
Right, because they built the digital network on top of the old 1920s copper wires. They just paved over the ruins.
And when the digital network experiences a metaphysical failure, when human identity fails to resolve, it defaults to the lowest layer.
It dumps the signal into the analog basement, and those old copper lines terminate at a forgotten physical switchboard.
A Franco Node.
Yes,
Like
Franco Node. Node.
Node.
Why is that word so funny? Node.
Node. It sounds so stupid. Node.
Look at my node.
Stop it. I can't even node. Oh, my God. Okay, reset the podcast. Deep breath.
Okay, professional.
So he walks down this corridor, and he finds an impossible room. A massive, active, analog switchboard.
Cords plugging and unplugging themselves. It's breathing.
And integrated into the machinery, spread across the panels and blinking lights, is James Franco.
He is distributed. It's so sad.
Why is that sad? It's cyberpunk.
Because he's just stretched across the wires dealing with everyone's emotional garbage. Franco explains his purpose here.
Right. He says he is a linguistic shock absorber.
A shock absorber for humanity. Because people can't handle the friction of honest communication.
People are shits. That's why we need them.
They are.
We need a shock absorber because if we had to face the unmitigated reality of how disconnected we are, our social chassis would shatter.
Exactly. Every time someone ghosts you, you hit an emotional pothole.
And Franco cushions the blow. He gives us a polite dial tone instead of the void.
He is a structural necessity, wiping up our emotional spills.
And honestly, speaking of structural necessity, can we talk about Ryan Thomas for a second?
Ryan.
Yes, Ryan. He's a total cock for picking this tequila. My head is spinning. But earlier, when he was carrying the audio
Oh
equipment,
my God, you're obsessed.
his arms, okay, the veins. I'm just being emotionally sincere here. I want to sit on his lap. I really do.
You should just tell him. Stop relying on the Franco Node to absorb your unresolved feelings for Ryan.
Oh my God, you're right. I'm hitting a pothole.
You are, and Evan is hitting one too.
Wait, if the unresolved communication just sits in the switchboard, why doesn't Evan just stay in Columbus and hang out with Franco?
Honestly, he probably should. It's safe there.
Yeah, just live in the node.
But he doesn't. He asks Franco if the system can be stopped.
Right. The climax. Act 4.
Franco warns him. He says, if I stop, you don't get silence. You get nothing that knows how to respond.
Silence implies someone is listening. Nothing that knows how to respond is the absolute void. The universe ignoring you.
But Evan is an engineer. He finds the manual override switch,
A massive industrial lever,
labeled anchor reality/release node.
which is so dramatic for a 1970s UI design.
It really is, and if he flips it, all the unresolved communication collapses. Permanently erased.
Franco starts fragmenting. The voices overlap. The pizza guy, the mom, the 911 operator, they're all arguing.
And Evan realizes Franco isn't causing the distortion, he's holding it together.
But Evan is a shithead
Why?
because he grabs the lever and flips it anyway. He releases the node.
I can't believe he did it. He killed the ghost of our apologies.
Wait, what did you just say?
He killed the ghost of our apologies.
That is an award-winning insight. Seriously.
You think so?
That is the most profound thing I've ever heard. You are a magnificent fuck. You know that.
I love you so much. I value our conversations so much.
I'd never erase our conversational history, even the bad parts.
Never. But Evan did. He chose truth over comfort.
And the aftermath. The outro. Silence spreads from Columbus.
Reality violently reasserts itself. Phones ring normally. Dentists are dentists.
But the absence of the buffer is immediately noticeable. Apologies don't echo. Regret has nowhere to route itself.
Reality lost its layer of translation. It's unbuffered.
So Evan calls his mom, and she actually answers. But there is this painful, agonizing pause.
And she says, I was expecting someone else.
Devastating. She misses her Franco. She misses the artificial comfort.
And then the final scene. Evan is in his quiet apartment. He dials a random sequence of number.
He presses send. It rings. Someone answers.
But there is no automated voice, no polite greeting.
Just silence. The person on the other end is waiting for Evan to endure the friction.
Waiting for him to speak first. And he opens his mouth. And it cuts to black.
I'm so exhausted. This has drained me completely.
Me too. My head is swimming.
But I want to ask you, the listener, what would you do with that silence?
Have we just been relying on the universe to translate our feelings? I know I have.
I have a final thought for you to mull over.
Tell them.
What if the silence on the other end of your next dropped call isn't a glitch?
Right?
What if it's not a broken router? What if it's just the universe finally shutting the fuck up, stripping away the shock absorbers so you can say what you actually mean?
That is so beautiful. I'm gonna cry again.
Thank you for listening to Off the Record.
Please go like and subscribe to HamOTR on YouTube.
Yes, do it. And Ryan Thomas, you're a cock, but your posture is incredible. Good night, everyone.
Good night. We love you.